Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Sedona International Film Festival, where we're celebrating our 25 years. We are coming to you live from the Sedona Rouge Hotel. I'm Carol Kahn, and Sedona Rouge Hotel and Spa is one of our sponsors, along with Digitech and Black Magic Design. We'd like to thank our sponsors for participating and being a big part of our silver anniversary. And joining me now is Mia, a filmmaker who has joined us with your film. And what is your film?
My film is a feature doc called Campesino.
And tell us a little bit about it.
So Campesino is a journey into the tobacco fields of Cuba. It's about an American who's been going to Cuba, sneaking into Cuba, to photograph the same Cuban tobacco farmers for over 15 years, since 2002. And he's an amateur photographer and just really talented. Does great, beautiful photography that I've been looking at for many years. So we went in and got the stories behind the faces.
How did you even come up with this idea? I know you've been following him, but what made you think about doing a documentary on this?
Well, I was working on something else. The photographer is my brother-in-law. So I had been really looking at these photographs for about 10 years. And Obama said he was going to lift the embargo, and I always knew I wanted to get the stories, so that I knew now's the time. So I put together a crew, and off to Cuba we went, and starting in 2014.
Now, he was sneaking into Cuba,
Yes.
which is very risky.
Mm-hmm.
Did he ever, anything happen or transpire along the way did he ever get caught, or he just kept pushing the envelope a bit? That's kind of what he likes to do. He has a great thing he says in the film, that it was a political statement on his part at the beginning, because he doesn't understand for America to be telling its citizens, you cannot go to Cuba because they are not free. You know, the irony of that wasn't lost on him. So, he had some sketchy things he's told me about, airplanes that he would take where the seats weren't even bolted down. Just like, whee! And, he would join anti-American rallies that were taking place, and they would say to him, where are you from? And he'd say, America. And they go, we love America! So there's the political concept, and then there's the actual reality of Cuba, which is hugely warm and inviting and colorful and loving, and I just love it so much. Well, we do have a clip that we can take a look at.
Okay.
My first trip to Cuba was in November of 2002.
¿Estás casado? 56.
Más.
Vinales me conocen como el bailarín más grande que se encuentra en Vinales. Me llamaban últimamente el profesor Benny Moret.
Mi abuelo es bueno, trabajador, amable, buena gente y me quiere y yo también me quiero a él.
Wow, that's so beautiful, and it is very colorful, you know, just to see the diversity between, because he took black and white photos, did he take?
Yes.
Yes.
Black and white film. He shoots on film.
Mm-hmm. So what is the difference? I think you had mentioned that it's been 7 years in the progress of him going back, right? Was it 7 years?
No,
or?
he's been going since 2002.
2002. So every time he went back, he shot the same farmers.
Yes. So he would return to the same place, Vinales, and shoot the same photographers. So, you know that little girl that's in the clip? He's been shooting her since she was 2.
Wow. So what has he seen, like, over time, the difference in the people that he's filmed and shot?
There's more tourism. Tourism is coming into the picture. But where we are, where my story is, the farmers, not much has changed, but it will. It's kind of, that's why I love this story, because it is right on the cusp of changing, you know, so it lets us into a world that is going to be gone. You know, we'll probably be upheld for tourism, but the reality of working with the oxen in the field and these farmers, that will change. But right now, it's, you know, time stops. It's lovely.
So you've heard the story from your brother-in-law, basically, of his travels. What was it like when you went there?
Well, I'm a first-time director, so I surrounded myself with an amazing crew and was blown away with the talent I got. And my experience going there was, it was just heaven. Next thing I knew, I put together a crew, and then we went within about 2 months. And it was lovely. What is amazing about Cuba is they have no concept of TV. They have no concept of fame. So you whip out a camera and no one changes what they're doing even a little bit. So for a director, it was like a playground. You know, I could enter their lives a little bit, and they were so open to me, and that was a huge blessing. But it really was a stunning place to shoot, and the people were so generous and open and loving with their stories and their hardships. So it was an honor.
Was there any one particular story that stood out for you?
Well, I'm a little in love with Modesto, that last character you see in the trailer. He's kind of my boyfriend. He's 101 now, and we have quite an intense relationship. I love him so much. Ever since I did this film, they started calling him Marlon Brando in Vinales, because he's kind of the star of my documentary. Just an amazing connection with him and his wife, Candida. And then over the course of this film, Candida passed away. And it was heartbreaking. I just took the film back. We went to the Havana Film Festival, and then I took the film back to the farmers and showed them the film, and they had no concept of what I was doing. I don't even think they really knew I was doing a movie. They just kind of liked me. And Modesto and I, we had to sit next to each other, and I had to hold his hand while we watched the movie, because he was seeing his wife, his love of his life, on the screen since she had passed away. So I would say being able to enter Modesto's world was a highlight for sure.
Well, it seemed like it touched and possibly even changed your life in some way.
I became a campesino on a ranch now, so I guess it had a profound effect.
It did change your life, it sounds
like. A
little bit. Well, how can people find out about your film?
We have, we're on Facebook and Instagram, and then we're not showing it to the public yet. We have 4 or 5 more festivals lined up. Instagram, Campesino the movie, and then on Facebook it's Campesino, and we'll be putting information out about screenings there.
And then here at the film festival, is it being
Yes.
shown again?
Yes, which I'm very thrilled about. This is such a fun festival to show your film at. It's Saturday at 4:20.
Okay, Saturday, 4:20. And you know that you need to make sure that you hashtag the Sedona Film Fest 25?
25,
That's
yes.
right. Okay, see, we have it all
Yay.
ingrained in everybody.
I'm doing it today.
Awesome. Well, Mia, thank you so much for
Thank you,
being part of the
Carol.
film festival.
I
It's such a
appreciate it.
pleasure talking to you.
That's great.
Thank you. And thank you. We'll be back with more from the Sedona International Film Festival after this.